thank you all for coming. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate the support and enthusiasm for our program. And we just want to say that I'm very excited to announce, or maybe not announce, but present to you Coach Schottenheimer. Brian is a guy that we've got an awful lot of faith in to come in and run our offensive team. And just thankful that he has decided to work his way into the college ranks and choose Georgia. So I was going to give Brian just a second to say a little something, and then we can start letting you guys ask whatever questions you want.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be here. This is kind of a dream come true to get back into the SEC at an elite program, and appreciate Coach Rick and everybody giving me the opportunity, and really excited about it.
Okay, questions for either?
Coach Schottenheimer, Constitution. Obviously, the biggest question, everybody, you've had a long career in the NFL. Why college? Why now?
Well, obviously, college is something I've looked at for the last couple of years. When I left the Jets, had an opportunity to interview with Coach Saban down in Alabama. Ended up choosing to go to St. Louis. Last year, I actually interviewed for the Vanderbilt head coaching job, and came up short with that. But it's been something that I've been looking at for a while. I mean, I played in the SEC. I love college football. When we're on the road, we obviously get a chance to sit down and watch some games. I'm always tuned into the Saturday afternoon games. Again, just the chance to come to an elite program like this. Obviously, Coach Rick's a huge part of the attraction for me. What they've done here, the history and tradition, was a big part of it.
What do you anticipate the difference in styles being as far as handling players at this level and the NFL level?
Well, obviously, again, I think it all starts with just a relationship. You know, I look forward to getting to know these guys. Again, I think they'll find out about me. I'm an upbeat, positive guy, but at the same time, there's going to be work that's going to be done. We're going to roll up our sleeves, get to work. But I look forward to that part. I really do. I look forward to getting a chance to mentor some of these young men. I have 2 small children of my own. And, again, I take very seriously the fact that I believe in the fact that I'm a good person, high character, good morals, and I try to pass it on to people, and look forward to working with these young men and helping them become better student athletes.
What are your thoughts on the quarterbacks you've got coming back?
Again, just kind of getting into the process now, kind of getting through some of that stuff. Spent quite a bit of time on recruiting film, to be honest with you. But talking to Coach Rick and the staff, obviously we know there's a couple guys starting to stick their nose in. Just met Bryce. Give you some more information on that here in the next little bit.
Coach, you talked about getting back to recruiting. You've been away from that for like 9 years. Anything you're quickly learning is a lot different from what you did back then?
Yeah, it's certainly different. Obviously, the technology I think has changed a lot. I think it sounds like that's a good thing for both the schools and the student athletes. But again, the biggest thing again, obviously, is developing relationships. Obviously, this school here, the university here, speaks for itself, and what they've done here, obviously, is time tested. So, looking forward to getting into it. Again, the exciting thing for me is I'm coming into a situation with a great staff. A lot of guys already in place, and that's a big benefit for me.
Brian, do you feel like your situations in the past where you worked with the young Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, and in this past year with the Rams, that helps you transition from the pro level where it can get a little complicated to dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-old guys?
Absolutely. Again, it seems like wherever I've gone, there's always been young quarterbacks. With that comes a challenge, but at the same time, it's fun. I mean, that's a passion of mine. I love working with quarterbacks. I love developing quarterbacks. Drew has become one of my best friends in the world. Just the time we spent together, both on the field and in the classroom, and then we certainly had some success. But again, that's a passion of mine, and something I think I'm pretty good at, and look forward to trying to continue that tradition on here.
Brian, this job came open, I guess, before Christmas. How was the process where you and Mark got together, and did you pursue it? Did he call you?
I was having a lot of people pursue this job over time, and I think it seemed like in the middle of or during the bowl time, or the time in Charlotte, that the team was in Charlotte, is when Brian's name first surfaced, or at least began to resonate with me. There was a lot of As you can imagine, just a lot of texts, a lot of calls, a lot of emails, a lot of people shooting things to the office, an awful lot of interest. And then you have people calling for people, people texting for people, people emailing for people who they would like to get in front of George, in front of my attention. But it seemed like right in the middle of that, well, I guess early on in that time that we were in Charlotte, it might have been the day after Christmas. I don't remember exactly.
And this was something I certainly, this is a place that I had obviously been monitoring. You know, you see a guy like Mike gets a chance to move on, and it was something certainly that, you know, like I said, as I've been watching college football, there's certain guys competed against Coach Rick. And when I was in Florida, and again, this was one I kind of had my eye on, and so certainly I was very interested and just happy that it worked out.
Brian, when you come into an offense that has put up the numbers, been successful, do you try not to, you know, change too much, or how do you approach that?
Well, again, obviously it's about sustaining that success. I think that's the goal, that's the objective. Again, I mentioned this earlier, the good thing about me is I'm coming into a situation where there's a bunch of really good coaches on the staff. Again, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. I think philosophically, that's one of the things Coach and I see in this, you know, this program. We see things the same way. The pro-style offense. We're going to run the football. Obviously, that's a big part of what we're doing. And so it was really kind of an easy fit, an exciting fit, because not a lot of teams in college football are doing it that way.
Brian, obviously you've had a lot of experience calling plays and designing offenses and that kind of stuff. Do you adopt what's been here and what the players already know, or do you come in and it's just a whole new terminology and a whole new playbook?
No, I think I really believe this. It's easier for me to come in and obviously learn what they've been doing. I think that's what's going to allow these guys to play, you know, fast. Certainly there'll be some things that you know, will have my fingerprint on it. But again, I'm excited about coming in and trying, like I said, to sustain the success that you guys have had here, and that's a big part of it. But again, we got a chance to sit down and talk and visit. It's really not a big difference from some of the things that we were doing. It's really going to be a pretty easy fit, I think.
I think the terminology, it's really just a matter of semantics, a matter of how you call something. One of the greatest attractions for me, looking at Brian, is just the fact that we do think a lot alike philosophically: how to run the football, how to throw the football, how to protect, formations, just, you know, run combos at the line of scrimmage. It just and still believing in some two-back running game, but also being able to spread out and go to 3 and 4 receiver sets, and you know, take advantage of formations, motions, and be able to protect in a way where we can get 5 guys out, and in a way we can get, you know, 4 guys out. You know, we want to be able to. The fact that we do things very much the same, and although we may call it just a little bit different, the big thing is the guts of it is going to be pretty much be very similar. I'm not going to say we're going to do exactly what we did, because, you know, we do want to know the things that Brian knows and things that, you know, can help us grow as an offensive football team. But we also didn't want to just totally stray away from the success that we've had in the style of play.
Mark, as all these names were arising, what separated Brian from you?
Well, I think just really the thought of having a guy that was, again, very similar in thought, similar in scheme, similar in philosophy. Because we run a pro-style attack. And you know, a lot of teams across the country are spreading and doing a lot of zone read with quarterback run and protecting in certain ways, and it's just not really been what we're about. You know, we're still very serious about running the ball a certain way, and having the diversity in the passing game to be as sophisticated as anybody in the country with our protections and with our route concepts. And we're not just throwing 4 verts and some smash routes and stuff. I mean, we got a pretty intricate passing game and protection scheme, and we put a lot on our quarterbacks to make decisions at the line of scrimmage, and you know, I just think philosophically, we're very much the same.